On this week's episode of Anchors Away, from Playboy model to mom of two, how the world's sexiest DJ is kind of switching gears and careers. Welcome to another episode of Anchors Away, I believe, like episode 11, Norma, along with me. I am Robert Burns. We are both former TV news anchors. Now we're having fun with the news and having fun with a special guest today. So Norma, you are usually my number one, but you are being replaced for the next 30 minutes.
I'm okay with that. We're talking about Colleen Shannon, the world's sexiest DJ. And Colleen, thank you for joining us. I know you've got your hands full. And you've got your child with you, and that's okay. You're a mom. I'm a mom. I get it. I've been there before. So thank you so much for joining us. I was joking earlier. I said, well, Colleen is a DJ. She's singing a different tune these days, right? Also expecting. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm so grateful. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah,
you never know. I was not expecting. I just went to the doctor's for a checkup, and an hour later, she told me I was pregnant.
Surprise!
Definitely.
Surprise! Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But
So
cool. It motivates me in a different way because I've been writing a children's book called DJ Boy, and I'm working with illustrations on that, and it's definitely made me expand everything that I do work-wise.
Right.
Yeah,
so it makes you want to get going and get it done.
It really is that. I don't know, it's a different type of motivation for sure.
yeah, so you've kind of I think at this point, if you're going to become an author, you've covered the entire spectrum of things. For those who don't know, Colleen was Playboy's 50th anniversary Playmate. She was one of the top DJs in all of the world. Then she started doing a little bit more acting, and I didn't even know you were in an episode of How I Met Your Mother. I don't know how I missed that. And now you're doing writing, so you've kind of covered all of it. Is there one that you kind of like a little bit more than the other?
Well, right now I'm working more remotely, so I'm working on 3 different books. I'm doing a children's book, an autobiography, and kind of a how-to modeling, like, and social media type of book.
Wow.
And
So those are.
sneakers. I'm designing some DJ sneakers by a company called Soul, and I'm launching a bikini line.
So you're busy. Nonetheless, to say, while also getting ready to have your second child, you have your hands and fingers in just about every business aspect there is.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, for right now.
That makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, you're a businesswoman. Let's be very clear. You have to diversify, don't you? You can't just put all your eggs in one basket and say, well, that's going to be my career. You're saying, look, no, mama got to provide. So we need to be as diversified as possible, right?
It's so true. It gives you a really strong, like, internal motivation. Like, before, my life was really just traveling on the road. I was, traveling for 10 years, teaching internationally, and now kind of buckling down, having kids makes you want to create, like, longevity with some different career modes.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a little bit, because you did kind of switch gears, and I've known you for a very long time, and I now know you as a mom. And so how was that for you to switch from traveling and being around the parties and being around that scene, and then having to switch to, toys on the floor and diapers and dealing with daycare and all that type of stuff?
I mean, I'm sure for any mom, I can vouch and just say when you're a very, like, strong career-driven woman, and all of a sudden, you switch your love and your concentration onto, raising a child, it's definitely a mental change, and I think it's very beautiful, and I think it's important for us to still hold to our independence and our ideas and our activity and also be the best mom possible.
I like what you said about holding on to your independence, because for so many years you were that independent, woman. You were known for so many things. I mean, obviously known for your beauty and your physique and your world with Playboy. But you were saying, look, I'm able to literally expand myself, right? Like I'm literally able to expand and adopt a new lifestyle. Yet you want to still have some of your identity, right? Because this is who you are.
Yeah, I got questions on social media just asking, women asking, do you still plan on being somewhat of a sex symbol mom, and you think that's okay, this and that? And I think that, I mean, respectively, like I did Playboy, but I'm very much a businesswoman, and I think it's okay to be mom and embrace like sexuality and be independent and still do all the things you want to do. I think a lot of women struggle with it when they become a mom, like with the postpartum, staying home, giving up your job. It's a big deal.
Yeah, I can totally understand. You feel like for so long your body has been taken over by a baby, right? You don't feel sexy. That's like the least sexy in the world that you feel right after you have a baby. I mean, you ain't wearing silk underwear after the baby's born, you know?
Believe it or not, after I had a baby, because I was doing yoga and working out pretty much the whole pregnancy, my body went back to actually better than before.
Wow. That's
awesome. I don't know if it's going to happen the second time.
Yeah, well,
I definitely have my days when I just want to eat pizza and ice cream, that's for sure.
I would have the question is talk a little bit on having to have that discipline and that motivation too, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there when it comes to parenting, they make that not only their number one priority, but their only priority, essentially, instead of necessarily taking care of themselves. And it sounds like you had to juggle that fine line in between and find a balance as well to not only take care of the kids, but make sure that you were taken care of as well.
Well, I say a strong body, a strong mind. Like your body really reflects on how you feel about yourself and your mentality. So I'll still set an alarm for 5, 6 o'clock in the morning and go hiking or go to the gym. And I just feel like, your mind and body, they're connected. So we got to keep everything as strong as possible.
You are a superwoman. I bow to you, because that is the hardest thing. It is, like Robert said, to take care of your body, take care of you, all right? Your mental health, your physical health, and another child, right? You spend all day trying to keep this child alive, especially, like in the early years. And, but when they get a little older, you can, you have a little more time to yourself, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a balancing act. And I'm not going to say I don't have my tough times and times when I'm not motivated, but something about the pregnancy really just gave me a drive to not just start. I've started so many projects, but I haven't finished them, and I really feel like this kind of is giving me a time deadline to just really be motivated to finish some things.
You talked a little bit earlier about, when you realize you're going to become a parent, and then you start thinking more alongside of who you are, who you're going to be remembered as, what's your legacy going to be at some point as we all sit here and we get wiser and we get older. But what was your mindset when you decided to go for the family route and step away from the Playboy route, essentially, and knowing that that's always going to be there? Like, how do you introduce that to your kids at some point? And how do you introduce, this is really what put mommy on the map to do all these other businesses?
Yeah, that is, when I had met my fiance, I had literally been single for a couple of days. And I told myself I was going to be single for the next 2 years and just focus on work and only work. And something in truth just said, this is the father of my child, and I ended up having a baby. And now the next one is coming, and it's kind of Playboy can be that, but to keep working and be able to create the types of things that I personally want to do that will be around for a long time, it's just, I think it's a nice kind of, I'm still doing everything that I love and growing up at the same time.
All right, we do want to thank our sponsor for this show, Anchor. It's the easiest way for us to bring you the podcast. They give us everything we need, it's all in one place, and most importantly, it's all free. Everything on our iPhones, on our iPads, on our computers, all the creation tools to edit, it's all included, and they distribute the show for us. Send it to Spotify, send it to Apple, send it to Google. So you can start your own podcast, get in on the game, download the Anchor app, or go to anchor.fm to get started.
So for your kids, if they say one day, have you thought about like when you will let them see what you did or what you do, or?
Yeah, I have not thought about that one.
I mean, but honestly, like kids see you, they know what mommy looks like. I mean, I don't know, my kids my daughters walk around and I'm not embarrassed to be in front of them in the nude, right? I mean, that's no big deal.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, 2 boys, I don't know. If I can wait until they're at least 16, that would be great. But
I don't think you have a chance at 16 with the way the internet is. I think they're going to find out a little bit sooner than 16. So you've got a few years still because they're very little, and one is still cooking. And so again, we thank you for joining us on here while you are. I believe you said you were 5 months pregnant right now.
Yeah.
At this point, how's the process the second go round?
it's just, I think it's such a beautiful feeling when you have something growing inside of you. And I love like the and the actual energy of feeling something inside of you growing is just so magical. I love it. I love it.
Are you done at 2? I mean, even though I didn't know this was happening. 2 is it for you, huh?
2 is good. I might adopt. I don't know.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's wonderful. You have such a heart for children. Tell people what you do with them, with children. You are a mom, but you also care for kids who have developmental delays. You think about them. That's a part of who you are, right? And caring for those children.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love kids.
Awesome. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, and Colleen, for those of people out there who want to learn more about what you're doing and watch some of these projects kind of unfold a little bit, you're on all the social medias, I believe, right? And pretty easy to follow you and find you.
Yeah, absolutely. All Facebook and Instagram. It's Colleen Shannon or DJ Colleen Shannon. I also started a foundation approximately 10 years ago called World DJ Foundation, where we do something once a year, like very charitable. So one year it was a close friend of mine that had a brain tumor. And last year it was the car fires up here in Northern California, raising like a couple $100,000 for those people. And I'm getting ready to plan my next event, but I'm not quite sure what I want to do.
Well, fortunately, we all have a little bit of time on our hands these days at home to come up with some ideas or to pick up some new hobbies. One of the things that we do on the show is obviously we have a little fun with the news. And I stumbled upon this article, and from a mom standpoint, I think you'll find it, fantastic. There was a mom who was out with her husband and their very young, looks like a toddler son, and Mom is learning how to swing a golf club. I don't know if you had time to see this. It's on Facebook, or it's on Instagram, rather. And when Mom goes to swing the club for one of the first times, completely misses the ball, and the baby, almost on cue, has the most adorable and infectious laugh. Let's all have a listen real quick to this.
You got this. That was epic.
The scream on the baby was
He was
so on
laughing at her.
cue, and he's laughing his face off. Have you done anything where your baby has just had the most fun time out of it at your expense?
All the time. Pretty much all the time. He's like a little comedian. He's hilarious.
I do things just to hear the laugh, like even now.
The best thing right now is that we decided to name the second one Falcon James. And Stevie is 3. He can't say Falcon. I don't know if you want to bleep this out, but he actually says the F word. So he calls it baby fucking.
No way!
And I will literally laugh for like 5 minutes. I laugh so hard. It's hilarious.
Oh my God.
See, those are the type of things that from a dad point of view, I want. Oh, it's more for me. I want repetition. I want it over and over and over again. And we are mainly the bad influences on that.
You
But
are.
It's good to know.
You would do that. Yes, you would. And then you'd play it at their first date. Hey, listen to what he said when he was 3. You know.
Absolutely. You got to
their
hold
high
on to
school
those things
graduation.
because they're going to make fun of you when you get older. You got to have some things to fire back with.
Yeah, that's true. You need ammunition. Oh my gosh, I love it. This is so great. You have been wonderful to share your time with us, Colleen, and I'll tell you, you are a motivation to women everywhere who are expecting or not. I think you bring a great message. Look at ladies, if not now, when, right? Get those projects done now, be motivated now, and take care of your bodies. Come on. This is the only one we get, right?
That's it.
That's true. That's true.
All right, well, Colleen Shannon, DJ Colleen Shannon, or my friend Colleen Shannon, as I like to also think of you as, thank you for hanging out with us on Anchors Away. We know you have the baby in the car. You are driving, so go run all your mom errands and hopefully get some relaxed time in for the rest of the day.
Okay, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Bye, Colleen.
Okay, bye-bye.
You're right. It was the word to say on this was infectious. You know, her attitude towards everything, towards, not only having one child in the back seat while she's handling 5 or 6 different soon-to-be businesses, but also, in the middle of a pregnancy and having such an outlook on things and an outlook on life and the world that, it really makes you stop and say, hey, you know what? That's a great way to think of it.
I love it. And I think it's applicable to really anyone, not just women, but think about it. A lot of us are in working from home and we've got things we want to do or things you've put off. Mm-hmm. Why not do it now? Time is only going to pass by. So why not get it done now? But she's a real testament to what your mind to, like she said, and I wrote it down, strong body, strong mind. Yeah. So if you've ever been wondering, when am I going to get started working out? When am I going to get started doing that project, writing that book, whatever, starting that business? Well, now's a great time to do it. You don't have to be 5 months pregnant to get it done.
I mean, okay, so how do you feel remembering back to your pregnancies and knowing all that she is waking up at 6 a.m. and going for a hike? Not a damn chance.
Listen, I got up at 2 a.m. for my entire pregnancies. I don't know how the hell I did that. I really don't. I swear to God. I remember getting up some mornings and my belly was so heavy and I was so uncomfortable and I would waddle my butt to the car, get in that car, drive in the snow, all kind of weather, waddle through the parking lot, waddle up the stairs and waddle my butt into the studio. I mean, my coworkers used to, God bless them. But you know what though? When you're pregnant, you just, I agree with her. When you're pregnant, your brain is different. Mm-hmm, and so you're on autopilot. You're like, no, I'm going to get this done. Mm-hmm. That's how your brain is. You're like, there is no, mom's going to, although I will say the last week of my pregnancy, I was finished. I actually took the week off so I could sit and not move. My body was that tired after carrying the baby for so long. So yeah, I mean, at 5 months, it's almost like you're still in that energy phase. You're not, exhausted yet. Yeah. So although it's different for every woman I know, but no way, heck no, I wouldn't. Look, trust me, I was getting up at 2 a.m. was enough for me. I wasn't writing
let alone
a book.
At 6 a.m. while you're 5 months pregnant. You ain't hiking now.
Hell no. Like I said, I waddled everywhere.
I heard a phrase
There was no way
today.
I'm hiking.
Actually, I didn't hear a phrase today. I heard it on a TV show. I was watching, it was Naked and Afraid. And one of the contestants says to her partner, she goes, hey, so do you like to run? He goes, I only run when I have to. And that makes absolute sense to me because I'm only hiking when I have to. I'm only running when I have to. You women are Wonder Woman, Supergirl, and all of that put together. Us guys, we just got to sit back and watch and make sure you have all the pizza or whatever the heck it is that you want to have this week.
I like the way you think, Robert.
Every now and then I do.
You're a good man. This was fun.
It was good. It was
I
a good
really,
episode.
honestly, this was so inspiring.
It was a nice little break for us from actual stories, and we'll be back next week with even more.